How's it going, guys? Sojan here, back again with another video, and this is a Sojan Talks video where I talk about things. The last Sojan Talks video I did was my top 7 Nintendo Switch games, and that was about 7 months ago, but my actual last Sojan Talks video, realistically, where I actually talk about some sort of topic-related thing, was actually 9 months ago, and it was related to the whole Bayonetta voice acting thing. So it has been a while, almost nearly a year since I've done any of that, but I will do my best to leave a link in the description below with the playlist for the Sojan Talks About Things videos, series, thingy, I know words. Anyway, today's topic is the state of remakes. Kudos to my friend Captain Derpy. He is the one who gave me this idea for the video. Definitely check out his YouTube channel down below. He is awesome. He does voice acting related stuff and video game stuff and all that. But the point of this video is the state of remakes. The good, the bad, the ugly, and the lazy. So basically what I mean by this is the remakes of video games and the state of them as of recently and currently. So, talking about what makes a game worthy of being remade. Fan base, music, story, gameplay, nostalgia, all that good stuff. So, I feel like a game definitely becomes worthy of being remade dependent on the popularity of the game. I'm just gonna put that out there. It's dependent on the people themselves, how well the game has done for the people. Not just based on sales, because Nintendo only sees money and that's it. But I feel a game does really well when the community itself talks about said game like 20 plus years later. And it's like, man, we really want to see this game back again. And there's like a large number of people on the internet just coming out and saying, hey, bring back the Pong. I want Pong in 4K. Anyway. You know what I mean? But either way, it's one of those things that, like, it's a game that has impacted you in your childhood. It has impacted your life. I'll give an example of mine, which was Zombies Ate My Neighbors. That is a game that I grew up with as a child and played that with my dad. It's one of my earliest memories of a Super Nintendo-related game. I was really excited to know that that was coming to the Switch again. With or without its, differences. I would give a perfect example of that. It was just a port, literally a port. The only recreated things that were done with this game were the main menu itself, and the button layout was just all screwed up. It was completely different than what everyone was used to back on the Super Nintendo, which was a very bad thing, because people who were used to those old controls are like, what is this whackness? What is this whackness? Sojan Nanos 2023. Anyway. But with that being said, they did add something cool, which was the save states. And the save states really make this game more tolerable playing without having to use the shitty password system and starting at that later level with less items, which sucks. So this game is really meant to be done all in one sitting, which is very hard to do. So with the save states, it is possible. Like I said, what makes the games worthy is just how it has impacted you as a person, how it has impacted the community of gamers in general. And yeah, sales are there, but sometimes there are a small community that were the only ones that found out about the game and the game was amazing. Meanwhile, 20 plus years later, with the game's re-release, we get a huge number of newer people discovering said game. I'll give a prime example, which would be the MegaMan Battle Network series, which is the Legacy Collection. There are a lot of people nowadays that are discovering the games and did not know about them back then. And so remakes are definitely important because of that thing, like people just didn't know about this stuff. So the whole thing with the remakes, it can be good, it could also be bad. Moving on. So another good example would be Metroid Prime Remastered. This was an amazing remake / remaster, whatever you want to call it. It was recreated from the ground up. This looks graphically impressive compared to the older versions of the game, which they did remake the trilogy on the Nintendo Wii, but didn't look much better, pretty much looked almost the same. But this looks really good from the ground up. This is how you do a remake, this is how you do a remaster, whatever you want to call it. Now, we're going to give some bad examples, one of them being an older game called Sonic Adventure DX. And there's a reason why I picked this one is because back then, this game first came out on the Sega Dreamcast. If you don't know what the Sega Dreamcast is, it is a failure of a console that, to this day, it's still a cool console to have in the aftermarket, but it failed. And if you want to know why, just look up a video on YouTube. I'm pretty sure there are hundreds and thousands of videos talking about the downfall of Sega and their consoles and the Dreamcast. So just type in the downfall of Sega Dreamcast on YouTube and you'll find something. Because I don't feel like focusing on that on this whole video. But anyway, Sonic Adventure first came out as one of the first notable big 3D Sonic games of its time. And it's definitely aged badly over the years. However, majority of people who played these games back then, such as Sonic Adventure 1 and 2, have experienced them on the GameCube, and that's all they remember. If you actually closely compare both games on both consoles, the original Sonic Adventure actually runs better than the director's cut version on the GameCube. Let that sink in. We're talking about, this is Sonic Adventure DX, which stands for Director's Cut, meaning they were supposed to make some changes that were supposed to be better, I guess, but no, actually these changes they did ended up creating more bugs, ended up creating more issues, and in fact it was way worse on the GameCube than it was on the Dreamcast. And this leads to another big problem with remakes in general. People don't realize that you cannot do a one-to-one port over to a newer console. There's a lot of work behind it because the older games were specifically coded and made for the old consoles. So in order to make it workable, playable, wordsable... with the newer consoles, and in order to make this possible, a lot of coding is done, and a lot of stuff y'all probably won't understand is basically done in order to make this game playable on a newer console. What they're doing ends up creating new bugs, ends up creating new issues. This is not the old game that you knew and love. Not so fun fact, the original Okami on the PS2, the Black Label, is forever gone with future releases of the game. They actually had to recreate a lot of parts of the game with the new HD version, and so most of the original work is gone forever, including a good chunk of the original end credits, which is very sad, including the amazing anime ending music in the original game. Which is sad, because I really like that song. But anyway, this is just a reality. Moving forward in the future, game companies are going to lose access to older games and the way they used to be made and like the so-called perfect experience you had back then. I'm going to be honest with you guys. If you want a perfect experience with the older game and console that you used to play on, just buy the old console and buy the old game. It sucks, but most of these are very expensive nowadays because of scalpers who will hoard these items and be like, oh, we're going to play into your nostalgia. You know, re-experience your childhood. Buy it back for like $500. I'm like, no, I'm good. But yeah, so it really sucks. With these remakes and remasters, they do come with bugs. Like I said, they do come with issues. You can't really rate a remaster or a remake like similarly to how you would rate the original game. It's just a lot of work is put into it, and you're going to run into a lot of issues. So coding is a mess. I would recommend just looking up the basics of coding and the mess of coding in general, so you can kind of understand why we don't get perfect remakes. So I do have to talk about this one. This one's real bad too, but it also is another prime example. Is Chrono Cross on the Nintendo Switch. It has so much performance issues compared to the original game, but this is another example of a port that they didn't really take their sweet time on. I feel like when it comes to porting over games or remaking games or remastering them, more love and time need to be put into these games. I feel like with Metroid Prime Remastered, this is a prime example of a game that Nintendo actually took their sweet time with and actually did it right. And I feel like this needs to be done with pretty much every remaster or remake in general. So just more time, more love. We're willing to wait. I'm willing to wait another year or two for a remake or a remaster that I'm going to truly enjoy. I would rather wait a couple more years versus getting it now and being upset with it. So that's just something that is my opinion. I don't know how other people feel about that, but games I personally think should be remade. As of right now, I can only think of a few. I can't really think of a lot, but I would really love to see Conker's Bad Fur Day. Conker's Bad Fur Day, I really want to more see as a remaster. I just want to see it upscaled. I want to see it look better, less sharp edges, and kind of like, we got Banjo-Kazooie and it looks alright on the Switch, but I want to see a really nice remaster of Conker's Bad Fur Day. That would be a really cool game to see on the Switch. Another one I would like to see is it's probably never going to happen because it's Pokemon, but it would be awesome to see Pokemon Coliseum and Pokemon XD Gale of Darkness. Those games definitely need a lot of work because revisiting those games, they're rough, especially on the GameCube. It would be really nice to see those games recreated from the ground up, personally. Better graphics, do everything just better. That would be really, really awesome. Golden Sun is another one. I'm just going to name off some games here, just kind of like as a speed run. I'm not going to go into too much details, but yeah, I would love to see Golden Sun. I would love to see Sonic Battle, which is a fighting game on the Game Boy Advance. Mario 64, I want to see that recreated from the ground up as well. All these I want to see recreated from the ground up. Golden Sun especially, because Golden Sun originally was supposed to be one big massive game, and then they split it into two games. I would love to see the original design. I would love to see the original game that was supposed to be one massive game and not two split games. Recreate it from the ground up, basically make it look like Dragon Quest XI's. That would be awesome. Sonic Battle, the fighting game for the Game Boy Advance, I would love to see that again because it's an awesome game. It's fun. It was definitely rough on the Game Boy Advance, but imagine seeing a recreated game like that from the ground up. Same story and everything, but better mechanics, better pizza, Papa John's. I'm not sponsored. Anyway, Mario 64, another prime example. They did recreate this game on the DS, and it looked better. It played better, too. But I want to see this actually recreated from the ground up. I want to see Mario 64 recreated in the same engine as Mario Odyssey. They can do it. I won't say it's not hard, but it will definitely take some time for them to do it. And that's fine. I'm willing to wait. Lunar Nights from the DS. I would love to see a recreation of this game from the ground up, or at least a remaster. This game was fucking awesome. Kingdom Hearts 1. I would love to see Kingdom Hearts 1 remade from the ground up. It is overdue. The old game is kind of rough. It's one of those games that just needs to be remade. So, Kingdom of Paradise on the PSP. This is the last game I could think of at the moment. It is a game that not a lot of people know about. This game was really fun. This game was an action RPG, and it was a lot of fun. I want to see this game recreated from the ground up, personally. Playing it back then, it was rough on the PSP. I would love to see this game remade. Like, completely remade. And even if they did remaster it, I would still get it because I have nostalgia for it. But either way, if you guys made it this far in the video, you guys are awesome. Stay tuned to the very, very end, and I'll give you a secret code. Secret code lets me know you watched the video to the end. With that being said, I'm going to go ahead and do a community spotlight here. Community spotlight is something different that I'm going to be doing on the channel from now on, especially with videos like this. It's actually something that Switch Watch does, and so I hope I'm not like being a copycat or anything, but I just wanted to start doing something like this where I just start showing off the video game pics that my friends and those who are a part of the Discord community have posted. But if you want to be a part of this community, go ahead and visit the link in the description below. I'll leave a link there for those of you to join my Discord. It will only have up to 5 invites, so try to click on it right away and be invited right away. So first game I have here is from Captain Derpy. He said he was gifted this game. It is the AEW Fight Forever game. He said it was okay, that it wasn't bad. He was playing it, and I remember he said it was fun. It's pretty decent, but it does have its fair share of glitches. So, next up is another image from Captain Derpy. We have here notable games like Dot Hack. I actually want to have Dot Hack on the Switch. That is awesome. I definitely want to pick that up. We got Security Breach and Disaster Report 4. And so those are some games he just got some gifts and pickups. And here's one for me, RPG Maker. I didn't really do an unboxing video of this, but I am trying to slowly but surely work on a game. Another one from Captain Derpy. He got the Cruel King and the Great Hero, which I actually unboxed on my channel, so definitely check that out in the playlist description below. I'll leave a playlist down below for that. He also got the Nexomon dual pack, which is really awesome because Nexomon is pretty much a Pokemon like copy type game, but it's better, which is crazy. But yeah, no, it is definitely way better than the original Pokemon games. I will not lie about that. And of course, Street Power Soccer, according to Derpy, it was a dumpster fire. If I'm not correct about that, please Derpy correct me down below. Another image from Captain Derpy. I'm just throwing up all the images that are on the video game pick submissions right now, just to get you guys to come and join the Discord and submit your own. But of course, it has to be recent pickups, so... looks like he just got the Amiibo Pyra Mithra as a gift. Games, he has Akona, 4 Rhythms Across the Blue. Darksiders, rare black cover variant, which was a gift since the price was wrong, and late birthday gift, yeah. So he said he paid a lot less for the rare black cover. So if you see the black spine, it is a rare version of that. And he says Darksiders was a really, really good game. I definitely need to pick that up. Shadows of Adam. And then Bladed Fury. Bladed Fury I definitely want to pick up as well. Wonder Boy, the Dragon's Trap. And then Iconoclasts? I think that's how you say it. Forgive me. West of the Dead, Path of the Crow, and Super Trench Attack, including a large Gumi plushie. That is the best thing in this whole image. Fight me. Next image, of course, is my own submission, which I submitted to Switchwatch, where I recently got Tunic. I have Raincoat and Celeste, of course. Raincoat and Celeste, I did an unboxing video on the channel. Tunic, I did do a short video on, so it's kind of funny that I have this video up and I haven't posted that yet, but I will be posting those shorts soon. And then, of course, last but not least, in the latest image, Derpy received Gal Guardians, which is awesome, and a game called In Sound Mind. So, if you guys made it as far in the video, go ahead and leave me a shield or sword emoji, or both of them, it doesn't matter. Sword and shield emoji, or even just a sword emoji if that's all you have. I'll heart your comments either way. It lets me know you watched the video up to this end. Thank you guys so much for watching, and remember to subscribe.
Please subscribe.